Welcome to Xinghe. We are going to start a manhwa today. We have a story of a boy who is famous in the world for their unique abilities, and many people love martial arts very much. Xinghe was a name equivalent to a legend. His name came out a few months ago, but in a couple of months, his name became famous. It is the life story of the youngest Grandmaster who had left an impressive impact with his extraordinary skills and expertise. Xinghe was added to the list of many countries around the world. Several countries even directly put Xinghe on the blacklist. They treat him as a profoundly unsafe character. Xinghe was infamous for endless battles. He took unlimited blows and suffered many injuries, but he did not give up. His determination to face the challenge was unparalleled in the entire martial arts world, but his best ability was still there. However, things do not end there. One underground organization that dominated the underground world, they were known for only taking extremely valuable missions where they had to kill someone, and every mission was worth billions of dollars. The task of killing Xinghe is also ranked at the top level, which had the same value or importance as a tough job in the underground world. They finally found Xinghe. Mr. Xinghe, we have finally located you, the person wearing a black cloak. The person spoke in a scratchy voice. We need to resolve some things with you that are not finished yet. Today, you are going to die at this place. The man with black cap said casually. They used to trick Xinghe into coming out by killing his sister beforehand. Xinghe could not stop crying as he held his sister's body tightly. Xinghe's face suddenly changed, and he gently placed his sister's body on the ground. Xinghe felt surprised, his eyes got bigger. He asked, "Did you kill her?" "I have taken lives as well." "The killer also turned her body into a drug," said the murderer. Xinghe felt very sad all of a sudden. He shouted in a low voice, "That is the truth. If that happens, you just have to be killed." He could not hide emotions from his eyes. Inside, he was already feeling angry and ready to kill someone. He still considered her to be his family by blood. She was his only family while they were growing up. The person who wants to hurt is wearing white clothing and starts laughing very loudly. "Xinghe, you say a lot of impressive things. Have you checked your body condition right now?" After repeatedly attacking Xinghe one night, they thought the mission would be successful. The man was laughing hoarsely and sent a powerful punch toward his enemy's face. He pushed his body to its limits and made it work faster. His palm force flew towards the man. He strikes the professional killer with his full ability. All the other assassins were shocked. They might not indeed take note of Xinghe's movements, and their leader was down in a single strike. The leader's face bowed inwards and was killed in a single strike. Xinghe turned around to see the others. All the assassins instantly used their martial arts to attack Xinghe. Xinghe's confront turned genuine. He let out a breath as he looked at the assassins. Xinghe did not stop his footsteps. He woke up the energy inside him by using the combination. It is about the 9 sun palm and yin-yang inner techniques. Force, he quickly and repeatedly pushed his hand forward with strength like a powerful predator, attacking, beating, or hitting the force into their chests. Its yin-yang technique was the most ancient Chinese martial art. This technique exhibited without stopping or giving up. If one were hit by this attack, it would feel as if burnt by fire and baked by the sun. Yes, he is extremely powerful. Xinghe hopped high in the air like a rabbit and fell similar to a falcon. Many illusions appeared all around the room. Many times and quickly moved like butterflies. In the end, 5 people against Xinghe were already defeated. Their body was scattered everywhere. They have injuries with burns and blood pouring from all over their body. The yin-yang inner force inside his body was constantly boiling up. Suddenly, Xinghe felt a sharp pain in his chest. Wu Xinghe's face slightly changed. At that point, he felt that his awakening force was boiling like water.
It turned out that in later months, Wu Xinghe attempted to utilize the infuriating force to break, passing through a narrow passage to reach the natural stage. Nowadays, he was arranging to expel the accumulated infuriated force in his body. However, it was beyond his desire that he would be chased by killers. As a result, he had to utilize infuriating force, causing it to decline. These signs showed that the energy had rebounded. The lightest result it would be going into a state of fixation, but the foremost genuine result would be immediate death. He murmured to himself, "Sister, I was not able to protect you." Wu Xinghe's footsteps gradually staggered. He started having trouble seeing clearly and became less aware of his surroundings. He started to feel confused and unfocused in his thoughts. A remarkable person named Wu Xinghe, the youngest master in ancient martial arts history, sadly passed away in this room because the cultivation backfired. Suddenly, a shiny galaxy showed up and a strong light quickly moved across the huge ocean of galaxies. The light from a star reached a different world and went through its atmosphere. In Bayou country, there was an old house in the mountains where a sudden burst of light appeared. Wu Shuang, could you please answer your sister? Wu Xinghe was still confused and not fully aware, but he could faintly hear a very sad cry. He noticed the pleasant smell of a young girl, and he felt relaxed being in the presence of that smell. Then he realized that he was probably lying in the young girl's arms. The girl who was hugging him was surprised and looked down. Suddenly, they looked at each other and Wu Xinghe noticed a pair of eyes that were very clear and shiny, even more than the stars. Wu Shuang? The young girl blinked her shining eyes. She felt extremely happy and forgot about crying right away. She hugged him tightly with excitement. Wu Shuang, you finally woke up. The little girl cried and asked, "Do you know how much I've worried about you? If you were dead, I would not want to be alive either. Do you know that, Wu Shuang? Wu Shuang, you are alive. I will immediately go find father, and tell him this good news." Wu Xinghe wondered if he was hallucinating. Wu Shuang? When had my name changed? It does not make sense. And why did my hand get smaller? Wu Shuang looked around in a trance. He had many questions running through his head. Where is this place? He thought while looking outside the window. Suddenly, he remembered the picture of his sister who had passed away. He instantly shouted, "Sister, where is my sister?" The little girl spoke while holding him. Wu Shuang, what is wrong with you? Don't you recognize your sister? The girl said she was his sister, but she seemed too young and did not seem to resemble him at all. How could she be his sister? Xinghe was feeling confused and couldn't understand what was going on. Wu Shuang, are you okay? Does the wound hurt? The girl continued to ask. Looking at the incident, he was supposed to die when his qi went wrong. As he was thinking, he suddenly saw a mirror in the room. Xinghe quickly ran to the mirror to see his body. This is me, how did I become a child? While thinking about different options, he suddenly felt an intense pain in his head. Several memories flashed in his mind. He discovered some leftover memories of the person who originally owned the body. His soul went into another person's body. Now, he has turned into a little boy who lives in a completely different universe. Qin Wushuang was the boy who originally owned the body. The girl who was crying and still holding on to him was Qin Wushuang's sister, Qin Xiao. She was 18 years old and 6 years older than Qin Wushuang. He had trained at the Martial Arts Academy in River County. After figuring out the information, Wu Xinghe finally understood why there was a big injury on his head after gathering all the facts. So, this was how it came to be. When Qin Wushuang was in a martial arts school called River County Martial Arts Academy, he got upset and couldn't control his feelings during a disagreement with students who came from wealthier families. The fight caused the two sides to have a duel. As a consequence, he got hit hard on his head by someone. Blood burst out from his wound, and he fell to the ground and died. Although Qin Wushuang had a bad experience, it turned out to be lucky for Wu Xinghe because he became the new leader. Hold up, might this be I have transmigrated within the body of this boy? Wu Xinghe needed to proceed to look at those leftover recollections, but the huge wound on his head was too painful and unbearable. On the other hand, his sister Qin Xiu was too concerned about her brother and just couldn't stop asking him questions about how he felt. "Sister, my head is hurting. I want to rest." Wu Xinghe felt a very strong headache. How on earth would he also have a father? Since he was a child, he didn't have any parents. Later, a strange old man decided to take care of him and became his adoptive parent. Sister, is father not home? Since Wu Xinghe now had many of Qin Wushuang's memories, he found out that his dad was named Qin Lianshan and his mom had already died. Daddy went out because he had some things to do, Qin Xiu answered with some hesitation. Where did he go? Wu Xinghe thought it could be about him. Wu Shuang, there's no need to be concerned about things that don't matter. Just try to relax and improve yourself. The future of our family relies on you. Qin Xiu tried to make him feel better, but he could tell from her face that she was also worried about their dad. She acted like everything was fine so that her brother wouldn't feel concerned. Sister, can you please be honest with me? Did father go to find the Zhong family? The Zhong family was the family of the boy from the martial arts academy who had murdered Qin Wushuang. The poor Qin family, who were not very wealthy, had no chance of fighting against them. No, Dad only said he was leaving, but he didn't tell me where he was going. Now Qin Xiu seemed truly worried. Wu Xinghe got up and said to his sister that since he was still alive, she should ask the servants to go out and search for their father. Father probably had something planned when he left. I hope he doesn't have any problems. The Qin family is not strong and cannot handle any setbacks. Qin Xiu stared at Wu Shuang without saying anything and then went to find their dad. In contrast, Qin Lianshan didn't even think about his son's funeral. In the past 3 days and 2 nights, when his son hasn't been awake, he has been constantly thinking about in his mind revenge. Revenge! Utilizing the huge hereditary skewer, he would murder the killer, and would not halt until there was no one cleared out within the murderer's family. There were many rumors in the world outside about this sad situation. The Qin family has become less strong with each new generation. In the next evaluation for the family class, they might not even get to keep their humble class family title. I bet they would become ordinary civilians just like the rest of us. Some people talked about him behind his back, but he still found out. Others didn't care how Qin Lianshan would feel and said what they wanted to his face. As Qin Lianshan went towards the Zhong family, he heard a voice saying "Daddy" from behind him. It was his daughter Qin Xiu. Qin Lianshan got angry and said to Xiu, "Why are you here? Didn't I tell you to stay at home?" "Father, good news. Brother, he is alive." Qin Xiu couldn't help but sound excited. Qin Lianshan stood there stunned. He suddenly felt like he lost all his strength and dropped the spear because his hand had become loose. That's all for today. If you like to watch the next part of this manhwa, just write comment below. Thanks for watching and please don't forget to like, subscribe and press bell icon for getting epic content on this channel.